Oh, hey, welcome to the show. Welcome. I am your host, Vaquita Taylor. I want to welcome you guys to the show tonight. I want to thank you guys for your continued support. As you know, you will receive this encouragement, motivation, information, and you're going to get these good vibes. If you ever been on my show, you know you're going to get these good vibes. But I want to thank you again. If you are just watching, just joining us, and this is your first time watching, I want to thank you guys for tuning in. I'm going to share this video really quick. But I want to thank you guys for tuning in and let you know every Wednesday at 6 o'clock, I am here, 6 o'clock, on time. Sometimes. Maybe a few minutes off, but... All right. But again, I want to thank you guys for your, like I said, continued support. I noticed that a lot of people are inboxing me. A lot of people are engaging in the topics that I am led to bring forth. So there are sponsorship opportunities. If, in fact, you want to see your business on this platform, you can reach out to Creative Emotions 3 at gmail.com, or you can go on over to my website at www.thecreativeemotions.com. So go ahead and check that out. I just, again, want to tell you, you can reach me on all platforms with my name, Vaquita Taylor. I am Instagram, Q Rising, and also the Cash App is $Q Rising. If you guys want to show love, because that's what it's about. I want to give a big shout out to WGOD and Podcasting Network. Give a shout out to them for the platform. Thank you. So today's show is Being His Peace. We got to make sure the phones is working today. You can give us a call at 313-855-5737. This is a live show, so we will be having a live discussion. Again, that phone number is 313-855-5737. So the topic today is being his peace. What does that look like? I wonder. What does that look like? Well, first I want to talk about peace. Peace is freedom from disturbance and tranquility. I could just go to a place in my mind when I think about that. Freedom of disturbance. So outside of everything that's going on around us, freedom from that. Freedom from outside disturbances and tranquility. That means quiet. Just think about all the influences that we have all around us, whether it's visual, your hearing, your sight. Like, we're constantly influenced. So when you think about peace, what does that look like to you? Peace. So another definition is a state or period in which there is war or a war has ended. That's peace. So how many of you know, like, it's literally war, a full-blown war in the homes of people, men and women, husband and wife, father and mothers. It is war going on in the home. So what does that peace look like? That's what this is about today. What does that peace look like? But being his peace. This is a specific question that I'm talking to women about men. I am not an expert, but we all can learn from our mistakes. We can learn from things that we see other people do that don't work. It's always something to learn from everywhere. Whether you see failure, even when you see failure, you can learn from that. Like, oh, okay, I know not to do that. I know not to engage in this. So this is being his peace. Are you being peace in the man's life that you're in? Are you being his peace? And what does that look like? And so I posed a question yesterday on my Facebook page, saying that when men say, I want her to be my peace, what does that look like? What does that look like? You guys can call in 313-855-5737. So I want to encourage everyone to maintain peace within you. If you lack peace, you can't bring true peace. So I want to lay the foundation, because I know a lot of people will come with, their different ways of viewing this when it comes to your belief, having peace in that way, having peace within yourself. Yes, all of this is hoping that you already have that grounded, that you have the peace within yourself already, men, and that you're able to bring that peace as well. So now this is a little controversial, because catering to your man is looked at as old school or obsolete. Certain things that happen, people are like, oh, don't nobody doing that no more. Well, some of that old stuff worked. I mean, because the men clearly still doing some of the same things, but the way the house was ran was a little bit different. So we can learn something from back in the day. I'm just saying. So if you are taking care of your man, girl, and you're being his peace, this is not for you. This is not for, women to come on and be talking about what men doing, all this. This ain't that. We ain't doing it. Nope. This is talking about being his peace. And if you're doing that, give her a round of applause. Thank you, sis. Thank you. You one that is holding it down. But this is just bringing that up, because a lot of times I don't think we consider the man's feelings as much as we do our own. So when you say being his peace, women probably can come on and have different definitions than what a man think. So it's important to ask men, what do they think? And so on my post yesterday, when I tell you these men was coming through with the real deal Holyfield answers, I was just saying, I hope that women read these and they got something from it. I pray that they didn't look at it like, okay, who he think he is or who she thinks she. I hope that it was looked at with an eye of learning, like, okay, that's how they feel. Because a lot of times I feel like men are short with us because we can be a little technical when it comes to things, like, just breaking it down. So Harold Graham on Facebook says, when I say be my peace, I'm making reference to being able to be safe with you. Being able to come to you when I'm feeling like the whole world is against me and you are the person that speaks life into me, being gentle, being supportive, being lovable. Wow. Listen to that. That's from a man. That right there, I mean, when you read these from men, it's their words, which means it's their heart, and that's the place that we all try to get to. So if we're listening, then we know where to go. We know how to get there. Rashad Atkins says, as a black man, our lives are already hectic and stressful. So that black woman is the peace and calm that comes to our day that we can relax with and let our guard down, even if only for a short time. Wow. Would you agree with that? That's deep, ain't it? You can give us a call here at 313-855-5737. I want you guys to call in. Women, call in. You can call in on this subject as well. But men, what does that look like? Being your peace, what does that look like for you? This is a real question. Sean Francis says, it means having a woman that's able to identify the small inconvenience in your life and fix those small inconveniences so that you're able to have a place of comfort when you are home. It's a woman that doesn't challenge you on everything and lets you be the man. It's a woman that supports you and doesn't tear you down with her words. Wow. Listen, when he said tear you down with them words, I felt that. Because, honey, we should know how our words affect the men around us. We got some sharp tongues. I'm just going to say, honey, because I'm just saying, I know, because I know. And it's not always good, but it comes from a place of, feeling like you got to defend yourself all the time, or, you want to know, or you want to give your opinion all the time. And it's like, it's not always needed. And we got to be okay with that. Like, pick your battles. But when he said, hit me with your words, if we can speak life into our men as much as we tell them what they don't do or complain about what's not happening, we have a whole new generation of men, even affecting the older men. I'm telling you. Like, if we just start speaking life. This is a live show. You can call in at 313-855-5737. Delmo says, not every conversation has to be a debate or argument. Sometimes it's okay to just say okay in a relationship. When we get off work, give us some time to relax before all the questions. Please leave us alone while watching sports if you're not watching it with us. That's real. That is real. And I think y'all kind of get nagging mixed up. But Juan Hayden says, nagging a hard-working man about petty stuff when he been battling the world all day, the world, not Fortnite. So he talking to working men. he making sure he like, yeah, the world, not Fortnite. Okay. All right. Ray Buford. He says, while peace can vary from one's perspective, I think Sean Francis gave good description. A safe place comes in many forms. Safe to confide, safe to think, safe to dream, safe to take risks, ultimately just safe to be. Men want to come home and take their armor off, not gear up for the next battle. Wow, that's good. That's real good. So Mike Larry says, it doesn't mean just shut up. I think that's a harsh way to put it. It means to be in tune with one another, to kind of know when to back up or be there for him. It's taking the time to know him. That's good. That's real good. And these are responses from men. So I hope, ladies, that you are listening and taking note. These are not my responses. These are from actual men that took the time to, make these comments. So Frank Washington says, we are already battling so much with the world outside factors, and we know happy wife, happy life. But what about our happiness being valued as well? Ask how we're doing sometimes, and ask, can y'all be of assistance to help us through what we going through rather than adding stress to our lives? Our home's supposed to be a place of peace, but some of it is just chaotic as the world we're dealing with. A lot of women live in fear with their mates, so that energy projects how they feel, where it can be in toxic manner, especially if they are trying to control him in a sense. Try to be that breath of fresh air for him over that suffocating feeling. And that means be that woman that can speak life rather than chaos, destruction, and that will nurture that man in so many ways. It's basically two ways with relationships, and that's trying to be better, or you're going to be bitter during them times where energies can be transferred between mates. Wow. Wow. That was Frank Washington. I thank you so much for your comment as well. Listen, these are men, real men speaking these. So listen, ladies, it ain't just me coming on here like I'm bashing us, because I'm not. I'm helping us. We need help. Men, listen, I said it last week. I'm going to say it again. We need help. So when you see things like this, just like y'all need help. So, you guys have somebody helping y'all, whether on different platforms. So I'm using mine to help women and men. We gonna get this thing right. So what I won't do is argue the fact that there are cheating, lying, draining, selfish people in general. With that being said, the topic is about being his peace. I'm not talking about what you do or don't do or what peace he bring. Because I know a lot of people are going to say, well, what he doing? And, everybody got an issue with that. That's not what this is. So what I am emphasizing on is being a man's peace is implying that you are making an intentional effort every time you're around, bringing joy, prosperity, and peace. That's what we're supposed to do. We got superpowers. Did you know that? Ladies, did you know that you got superpowers? I'm so serious. I got superpowers. So For those who say peace come from the Lord, not your woman, I have to say, let's say you have that already. Like I said already, I know people going to come from different angles. It's always a different way of looking at things, y'all. This is something that we know, but I'm specifically talking about being his peace. Isaiah 52:7. How beautiful on the mountains are the feet of those who bring good news, who proclaim peace, who bring good tidings, who proclaim salvation, who say to Zion, your God reigns. So just imagine if women had this attitude to say, like, I'm coming to you and this is all that I have to bring you. Is that peace, is them good tidings, proclaiming salvation, prosperity, encouraging you. And so if a woman is bringing that to you, man, I challenge you with this. If you are having turmoil within inside yourself and you can't exude that peace that you desire, I'm going to ask you to take some time for yourself. Take some time for yourself. Go get some help. Go see a therapist. Go get a massage. Take some time for yourself. But we can't, want this balance and we're unable to bring it or be it. And so again, this is not all on the women. This is somewhat on the women. But for the men, if you're going through and that's what's going on in you, take that time and deal with that. So when she bring you all of this good tidings and proclaiming salvation and prosperity and being that good news for you, it can be embraced. Because a lot of women fight to love. They fight to love some men. And it's hard. It's hard when, when we trying to get in and we constantly trying to fight to do that. So guys, you gotta do your healing work too. Do your healing work, But again, women, be that peace. Be that peace and show him the way if he need a little way. Give him a little information. Give him a little something. Help him out. And that's also being at peace. So, we can be refreshing, to say the least. Let's just be refreshing. We are in the me society, and it's damaging to this new generation. But each one can reach one. So talk to your young ladies and, your young men and get them together. We got to do our part. So let's be refreshing and tantalizing and encouraging, because we all deal with different challenges on an everyday basis. All of us do. But we don't want to bring that energy to each other. And so this is an encouragement to be mindful of that. Ladies, are you being his peace? And, if you're just tuning in, I posted this on my Facebook as a question to men. What do you mean when you say you need her to be your peace? So that we can hear exactly what comes from their heart. And it was some real deep stuff these men was talking about. So not only ask those questions, ladies, but listen too. So consider him on dates, like some of the things he may like to do, some of the things you may like to do, food options, being his support. Men are looked at, that's a good place, being his support. So men are looked at to have it all together or do everything and don't complain. But what if he wants to complain? Are you that space to allow him to complain, if just for that moment? That's a question. It's a real question. So men with strong masculine energy tend not to be quick to share and open up. But can he be vulnerable with you, ladies? Can he be vulnerable with you? Men, do you feel like you can open up? That's a whole nother conversation. Because some men don't feel like they can open up. If you telling everybody business and then he come to you trying to tell you something, and you got to watch that too. So I'm not speaking on being a crutch or a doormat. Believe in space to create harmony. We got to create that harmony. We create harmony wherever we go. We can create harmony in our homes, at our jobs, in our cars, in the market, like wherever you at, you can create your space. And so I encourage you ladies to do that. So nobody ever wants unsolicited advice. So before conversations, think of the time, the space, and the atmosphere. These are just some of the things that I pulled from the men that were speaking from their heart. And this is just my encouragement on this topic. Are you being his peace? Do you have peace? Because that's important. That's important for you as a woman to have peace, to be able to give that. And men, you need to have that, to give that as well. That's a two-way street, definitely. So I used to always give my opinion without asking if he wanted the advice. A lot of times when we ask questions, we should leave space for ownership for him to accept the advice. Because a lot of times we want to give, this advice when, it may not be warranted. I want somebody to want my advice, okay? Especially if I'm giving you some jewels. So it's like, ask. Like, I hear you, but can I give a suggestion? Can I tell you how I feel? Just inviting ourselves in instead of kicking the door down and getting up in there and demanding certain things. Some things, got to be a little delicate. Are you being his peace? So your energy is precious. Don't waste it arguing. I don't have time. I'm not arguing with anybody. When I tell you I'm so argued out, okay would just save your life. I'm just saying. Okay on so many levels would just save you. You'll be like, oh, okay. And yeah, don't argue. Fellas, give us good time to talk. Because it can't always be a bad time. Because, we don't know when a good time is. So tell us. That's that communication key. My personal thought is being a man's peace doesn't consist of never expressing how you feel. The delivery is very important. So it can be properly digested from the opposite party when articulated in a loving manner and at the right time. And there is a time for everything. So that's why I say, men, tell us when a good time is. Spark the conversation. That's always good. So if I go back to these Facebook comments, because these men was saying some good things. So Dave Merton say, for me, it means having my back. We not nowhere near perfect, but the right woman having our back, we definitely are better versions of ourselves. That's what's up. Panama Jack, after fighting the world for his family, he wants to come home to peace. His wife should recharge his batteries so he can do it all over again the next day. And again, there is no right or wrong answer. These are coming from real men and from their hearts. So Rashad Muhammad says, this is my idea. Don't stress me out over something we can talk about. Every issue doesn't need to be talked about. Be a sounding board for new ideas without responding immediately to your fears. If talking to you leads to me having to immediately manage your feelings, I'm going to be less likely to have stressful conversations with you. Consider me from time to time. Wow. I swear, I promise, I pray these women got something. I got something from this. So Mr. Fred Wilson says, after getting up in the morning, putting on your armor, Superman cape, heading out into the world to provide and defend your family, yourself, family, dreams, and purpose, on the battlefield of your life, you are expected to come home to a woman that understands everything you have been confronted with throughout your day and have the ability to provide a peaceful atmosphere that allows you to take off the armor and the Superman cape for just a second without feeling like you have to go into battle with the very thing you have been defending and providing for all day long. To sum it up, peaceful words and peaceful actions is expected before getting back up in the morning, hitting the battlefield again. Wow. This is some good stuff. This is some real good stuff. Women, I am reading messages from men When I ask them, what does it mean to be his peace? These are the responses. So my question to you, are you being his peace? If you can look inside your relationship right now and look at what's going on, is he running away or is he running to you? Are you being his peace? So Chester L. Wood said, help take some of today's pressures off our minds, our day-to-day living, taking the initiative on things when he is busy doing something else that needs to be done. So these are all of these different men are speaking their own love language, right? So this is not for everybody, right? You got to know you're a man. You got to know who you're dealing with. These are men, real men that are speaking their love languages on how they look at a woman being their peace. Now, this is considering a man has his own peace already. Because a lot of men are literally trying to figure it out and going through. Clipper Man says, mastering, timing, energy, communication, comfort equals peace. That's what's up. Somebody else say 2 words, chill out. Chill out. However that look for you. Again, you can give us a call here at the studio at 313-855-5737 if you want to leave a comment. Make sure, I know last week we was having issues with the phone, but hopefully we on and popping. So again, these are some things coming from men. I posed a question on Facebook, and these were some of their responses. Raymond says, shouldn't feel you left the office just to walk back into the office mentality at home. But men on some emotional stuff most of the time. So who knows nowadays what it means. Basically, the mentality created in church that a woman places under the man. So any dispute from a strong having mentality woman is taken as no peace at home. I was raised by a strong single mother that ran a big division for IBM domestic and international. So all that under a woman stuff to me is BS. My mom always was a boss, and men need to come correct or she'll straighten them up. She married a boss though, so it's all good. So that's his perspective. He looked at it in a different way. Like, sometimes you can only go off of what you come from. And, you know, if you had a woman that was hollering all the time and cussing you out all the time, I'm sure you don't want to be grown and deal with a woman like that. I mean, that should be, you know, a little common sense. Like, you know, nobody want to deal with that. So Dwayne Hyatt says, she makes today a little easier than it was yesterday. That's what's up. Most High says, there is an obligation a spouse have to be positive. I doubt I ever asked for her to be my peace, but I have peace in my life, and therefore, if you want to be in it, don't come with no sugar honey iced tea. Okay, Most High. I see you. So, are you making room, ladies, for your own life? So this is my encouragement to the women that come across this video. Are you making room for yourself to keep a healthy, balanced life? A lot of times things can move really fast when you're talking about a relationship, dealing with somebody. Things can move really fast, and a lot of times we can get a little imbalance going on. So slow down, change unhealthy expectations, and truly live intentionally. It's important. So that way, the man that's in your life or the man that's coming into your life, he can kind of merge into your life. He can become a part of your life in a balanced way, and it's not consuming. Because a lot of times we can be consumed with, you know, trying to have a man in our life or please a man in any type of way with trying to balance our own life and children and everything. And so slow down, ease them in, and just be at peace. Because anything I feel like brings friction now. It's not an easy flow. I don't want no parts. I just don't. I feel like things should flow. We should create our atmospheres so that when men come into our atmospheres, they feel peace. They don't feel anxiety. They don't feel, all of that. But that's for us first. And then when they come into our space, are you being his peace? That's the question today. Are you being his peace? I see I have people on YouTube watching. Thanks so much, guys, for tuning in today. And thank you so much for supporting. Thank you for supporting my podcast, Creative Emotions, where you will get motivation, encouragement, information, good vibes. Listen, some good, great guests. I thank you guys so much again for tuning in with me every week. I want to bring something that will help us to better understand each other, to better understand ourselves, to just fight to become the best version of ourselves, constantly giving to ourselves like we give to other people. And so that's what you're going to get when you watch this show. So I just want to give a shout out to everybody who's watching, everybody who, come and support. I thank you guys so much. Thank you so much. So one thing I have noticed is we can desire something so bad that we can try to force it to move the way that we want. The only way to get to know people is to peep what they rather do. I'm just saying. I don't want to force you to do anything. I want to see what you would rather do. That's how you really get to know somebody. But I know, sometimes as women, we want stuff to go the way we want it. We want people to react the way we want them to. I mean, let's be honest. That could be anybody, but I'm speaking from a woman's perspective right now. You want things to go the way you want, but that's not a natural flow. A natural flow is seeing what people rather do and then being able to judge accordingly, if that's what you need to do. So move toward harmonious actions. Just move in a flow of having harmony around you. Listen, it's no other way to be, especially when the world around us is going crazy. The place here, the place inside you, you gotta feed it. You gotta nourish it. You gotta give it attention so that you can affect the people around you, and that will affect you being his peace. Ladies, because that's who I'm talking about being his peace. How do that look? The Bible talk about a woman can tear down her own house with her own hands. I wonder why they say that. Like, seriously, like some of the stuff, because of that yapping. Joe said the yapping. The yapping. Listen, why? All them years ago, what they say is better for a man to sit on the roof of a house than be in the house with, I'm quoting right now, but what, a crawling woman or, you know what I'm saying? I'm sure it's a arguing woman. But for real, he would rather be on the roof of the house? Nah, we can't be tearing our houses down with our own hands. No. No, we got to do better. So I have a few ways to be encouraging. A few ways that I peeped. Like I said, looking at the men and what they were saying and just watching their hearts, it was a lot of comments. I actually have this bag here because everybody that commented, I don't know if you guys can look in there, but it was a lot of people, a lot of men. So every man that commented, I have your name in this bag. Before I end this show, I'm going to call a name, and I'm going to give you some gas money, bruh. I'm going to look out. I'm going to give you 10, pump 4, okay? I don't know where it's going to get you. No, but I'm going to send you a cash app. I'm going to give you a gift card. Whoever name I pull, you do what you will with it. But I just want to let you guys know that you are loved, you are appreciated, that we need you as women. We need you. And tell your men that you need them. Let them know that they're needed, because they are. They are. Hey, Rebel. She said, here, forward, my sister. I know that's right. Listen. Each one, reach one, teach one. If you know something, my ears ain't never closed. I'm going to tell you, that's when you let them defenses down. When you feel like you can't learn something from somebody, man, that's a bad place to be. Because we can learn from anything and everything and everybody. Like I said, even if it's failure, we can learn from it. All right, Keith. Keith said being loving, strong, respectful, family-oriented, and a communicator, but at the same time must be the same in return for her, to her. Oh, yes, to her. Yes, so he must be the same to her. Yes, it's definitely a two-way street, definitely. This is not just it ain't just that. But today, I'm talking about women, are you being his piece? And I also was asking the men, what do that look like for you? A woman being your piece, what does that look like? And, the dudes on Facebook came through. And if you are watching this video and you know this video can help somebody, share it. Share it. And if you just stumbled across here, go ahead and hit that subscribe button and leave comments. And that support is definitely needed. Anytime you see anybody moving along, passion-filled, really just doing their thing. I don't care what it is. I don't care if they're selling shoestrings. Give them that support. It go a long way. It go a long way. So again, I have these few encouraging things. You can try them in your relationship, adapt to them if you were taught negatively about this subject. Because I know when women start talking about this kind of stuff, ears close up, necks get to rolling, hands get to snapping sometimes. It's a whole nother situation. But I am a real woman, and I hope I'm talking to real women, and we have a job to have that peace within ourselves. And if you have men in your life, to be that peace for him. And ask him, what does that look like to you? Ask him. Because these examples that I've given you, these are from different men, which means these are their different love languages, their different thoughts on the subject. But ask your man, how can I be your peace? Ooh, I think I did a challenge. I think it's a challenge on the floor. Ask your man, how can I be your peace? If y'all been fighting and going at it, just ask him, how can I be your peace? Smile while you say it. So, like I said, a lot of people been taught negatively about this. You better not say nothing about submitting to a man, listening to a man, telling a man where you going. I don't know where that came from. I know where it come from because I was that. I ain't tell nobody nothing. I'm about to go. Yeah, no. Just listen to that. Like, I don't know. We got to get it together. But yeah, you live and you learn. Like I said, I was that one. I'm very transparent. So don't ever think I'm sitting here like I'm just half the stuff I'm talking about. I was that and I did. So let's go ahead and lay that real quick. So a few things, I got a few ways, like I said, I gathered from all the men and just different things that was going on, in my opinion as well. So number one, love him unconditionally. A lot of times we have conditions. And the way this world's set up, honey, is you give and what you giving me. Unconditional love is you just doing it because that's who you are and that's what you do. So when you love him, it should be a flow. I'm telling you, listen, that flow ain't no joke. When you love unconditional. I ain't doing that because he ain't do this, and I ain't doing this and that. You ain't got to be no fool. Let's keep it real. But it's a certain type of love that you should have for somebody in your life to that capacity. Are you showing that love? Are you being unconditional with your love? Number two, respect him. So we all know, they say women want love and men need respect. I've heard that from a lot of men. Would you say that's true, Joe?
Oh, yeah, definitely.
Women want love and men want respect. Mm-hmm. So respect them. Let them know I'm leaving the house. This is where I'm going. This is how I'm going. That's just including him. Like, the way this world is, you should want somebody to know where you're going anyway. But, just that respect. Appreciate the efforts. A lot of times we may look at certain things like, oh, that's all you did, or that little bit of something, or, you know, it was only that much, or you only did this. When we got to put you only, that's not appreciating the efforts. That's not appreciating the efforts. Sis. I appreciate the efforts. Because some people ain't getting nothing. But never look down on him. You got to be mindful about that. Don't look down on him. Everybody in different places, in different situations. And, you know, some people don't even know what they want to do career-wise. Some people do. You know, we got to just respect people's journey and where they are. And you pick out the things that you could deal with. If you can't deal with it, don't deal with it. But it's no use for us to tear people down because, again, they don't have what we want. They don't have what we want. Either you going to stick around and see if that's something that they can learn to do, or you going to keep it moving. I'm just keeping it real. Let's just stop wasting time. Let's stop wasting time. Enjoy your time. Enjoy your freedom of choice, of speaking, be able to communicate. You ain't got to look down on them. If you feel like he ain't it, just keep it moving. Encourage him or stick around. So resist the urge to push when he shuts down. I know a lot of people retract real quick, and we don't like that. Men, I'm just saying. We want to talk right now. But we got to pull back. When we see that they are retracting, like, okay, changing the subject, you know, things are changing with them, or they want to get off the phone, or, you know, just stop pushing. Just pull back. It's okay. It's okay. We don't have nothing to prove. This is an encouragement. Have your relationship how you want to have your relationship. Leave people out your relationship. And then we may have a lot more relationships. I don't know where that came from. That might be for somebody. That just might be for somebody. Speak respectfully. Words have power. Our words can slice and dice or uplift. So speak respectfully with your words. Listen attentively. Body language and hand gestures, breathing. We have to be watchful, you know, just to kind of, you know, see what the temperature is before you go in with the kill. Go in for that last word. Pamper him if you can. This is if you're in that type of relationship. This ain't for everybody. If you're in that type of relationship, are you being his peace? Pamper him. You know, a lot of men may not think to go get his feet done, go get his hands done. Bring him with you. Take him with you. Why not? Check for realistic demands and complaints. Just check. Are you being realistic? Check. Give him his space. I know I want my space. I mean, you know, women should want their space too, but give him his space. I don't think a lot of times we feel like people are being distant when really everybody just got a lot going on. And it should be a healthy balance of, you know, the time that you spend. I mean, unless you stay with somebody, you're married, I don't think hovering around or just being under each other's armpit is healthy. I think we should have our own lives and we should come together collectively when we do and be present in that moment. That's my opinion. So the last but not least, actually the first is the last. Always keep him lifted in prayer. Always, always, always. Keep him lifted in prayer. Keep him lifted. No matter what stage you are in, whether you're just dating, you're married, in a relationship, engaged, if you already been married for years and, you know, things still can be a little crazy, this is for you too, honey. Sometimes we got to revamp. Sometimes we got to do something different. Sometimes we got to do something fresh and new when you're married. I was married. So sometimes that's what you got to do. So chew up the meat and spit out the bones. But are you being his peace? That is the question of the night. I want to thank you guys so much for joining me. I see I had people on here, and I think it's a little lagging behind on from me being live right here. But I see everybody that's on. I thank you guys so much for joining me. Again, meet me here next week. Every week at 6 p.m. every Wednesday. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to pull this name because I'm a woman of my word. So this is for everybody that commented on Facebook. I'm going to have Joe pull the name. That's what I'm going to do. Look out for your brother. Brother. All right. Just pull one up out of there. And whoever that person is, it is Laquan Smith. That's my winner. I think that's the Smiths. Nicole and Laquan. Laquan, you are my winner. So I will be contacting you to get your Cash App or whatever way I can send this blessing to you. I thank you so much for your comment. Congratulations on your years of marriage, because I believe, you guys been married for a few years. I can't quote how many, but I see you guys keep it fresh. You guys, do your date nights and things of that nature. Nicole, are you being his peace? That's for you, sis. But I thank you guys so much for joining me again. Meet me here next week and don't be late. Guess what? I love you to life and there is nothing you can do about it. Peace.